Scene 48. Take 2. Hey y'all, Artist Poet Girl here, also known as APG Jamie. And today we have Vlogism number 2. At the end there will be a showing of Happy Mail. It's actually a drawing giveaway prize that I won from Gina Ahrens. I love it. I love it. Okay, so I have my notes. So, and it says to welcome y'all to the Vlogism number 2. All right, now some of you that have been keeping track may know that I am approaching 3,000 subscriptions. Subbies, also known as Subbies. And I've done really well at having, giveaways ever so often during this rising increase of subbies. And 3,000 will be no different. There will be a giveaway when I reach 3,000, which hopefully, cross fingers, jump down, go down, boogie, will be really, really soon, if not sooner. And there will be a giveaway. It will be a random drawing from the publicly subscribed subbies. Okay? Because if I can't see you, I can't, pick your name from random.org things, doohickey thing, So, go ahead and subscribe if you're not already. And if you are, thanks so much. I appreciate you subscribing. And I appreciate y'all watching. I know, that'll be at the end too. And I do. I appreciate you watching. Thumbs up. Kind commenting. And sharing to everybody you know. Because, share the bounty, y'all. Share the bounty. So, okay, that was the number one thing I wanted to talk about. And I wanted to thank all of those that have recently entered my card lottery, by emailing me your name and a mailing address, because, I'm not going to sell it. I'm not going to share it. It's just your name gets put in the hat, the box, whatever it is I draw from that particular time. Because typically once a month I hold a card lottery. It's not always a card. Sometimes it's a postcard. Sometimes it's papers. Or let's see, what did I do recently? I did some journaling embellishments or pockets and tuck spots. Or you just never know what it could be. All right. And I do tend to do those monthly. Although I've missed a couple months here, but don't tell anybody, okay? And nope, I don't know who's going to be drawn. And once you're drawn for the year, your name does not go back in the hat that year, okay? I do start over in January because I kind of got it figured out that out of so many people, I can do 4 cards or 5 cards or 10 cards, or, I say card because, it's the lottery, a month. So, yeah. Because for a while there, it's getting a little expensive to be sending out cards. Because, postage, y'all, that ain't cheap. Okay? So, yeah. Alright, so thank you. And let's see. Oh, and I wanted to mention, because this comes up ever so often on the YouTube. And it's probably on Ustream as well as some of the other video platforms. That, and maybe just blogs too, I don't know, that I am not affiliated with any of the products that I use. None of them have been given to me by manufacturers or companies. They all are things that I have purchased with my hard-earned monies. Speaking of which, I am putting in the description box below the videos. And it should become a default, probably with this video. Yeah, let's just say right now, y'all, there's going to be like a tip jar, and it's PayPal me / APG Jamie. So if you want to send me a tip, you may do so through PayPal. I don't think you have to have a PayPal account to do that. I don't know. So anyway, in the description box below, there will now be a tip jar, also known as PayPal me / APG Jamie. Okay? Okay. Thanks y'all for your tips. It helps me buy all these precious treasures that I use. All right. So I am not affiliated with any product. If I say I like it, I like it because I like it. Not because somebody says, "Here, use my stuff and like it, please." You know, because I don't do that. I'm not necessarily opposed to it, but no one's approached me, and I've not approached anyone else either, for that matter. And let's see. Yep. All right. So recently, I went to the International Quilt Festival that is held in Houston the first November of the weekend. The first weekend of November, y'all. And if y'all have never gotten to go, man, I'm sorry, but you're missing out, okay? I don't know if you ever get quilt shows in your area, international quilt shows, but phew, loads of mostly these people are talented. I mean, I've quilted, okay? Now, I got the hand issues, so that right there just hurts me after about 5 minutes. It's too much for me. And the work is amazing. The ideas and the themes that some of these quilt groups do is just, I know, I said amazing. How much amazing can amazing be? Outstanding. And while I've got that, I bought this. I saw a lady using it, and she was doing paper applique kind of things with it. You know, you cut out your paper piece. She was using Fisker's punches things, and cutting out her paper, which was heavy duty freezer paper. Anyway. And, okay, another tip. Oh no, all from one lady. Where is it? Wait for it, y'all. So anyway, she was using this tool. It's kind of a twofer. She punched out her little shape, let's say hexagon, okay, because that's what she happened to have been doing. And she cut out her fabric pieces in the hexagon shape, all right. Then she took and put her hexagon paper down with the fabric underneath it, you know, wrong side up against the paper. She took a water brush. Now it was a fancy water brush, you know, that costed more than what I paid for this one that I got on clearance many years ago for like $10 for a bag of 3 of them. Anyway. And she put liquid starch in there. And you brush all around your fabric edge with your starch out of the water brush, or starch brush, okay? And then she took this cool tool. How's that for cool, y'all? It's metal, and you can size it to your finger, so you can actually use it on different fingers, whichever one you prefer to use for your pointing, because you're going to point with it. So she had like her little fabric square. Now this is all on a, you know, an iron-proof surface, okay? And we're talking quilting here, but you know, my mind works in weird ways, and I can just see it being used for so much more. So she had her starch around her little fabric piece, and she was holding it with this thing called a Missy's Fingertip Stiletto. She'd hold it with that, and she'd take her little iron and go, and look, she never even got close to her little finger, okay? Now, Y'all know what I saw. I can see holding down the edges of little papers while you're heat embossing, maybe holding down something while you're, you know, using Shrinky-Dink maybe, or gluing, or just anything. Because that's metal. Alright? And that should help keep you from getting burned. Or in my head anyway, that's how it's going to work. I've not tried it. So there's my disclaimer. And it was kind of, well, I say it's expensive. It's kind of expensive for me because y'all know I'm clearance. I shop clearance. And that was, how much did I pay for that? It was either $13 or $15. I can't remember which. And, you know, that's a lot of money for me. So, tip jar. Description box below. Thanks, y'all. So anyway, that I got that. I really didn't get too much. I got some fancy beads from the bead lady. I won from a little spinner thing. I won 5, not even 6, 5 4x4 squares of fabric. I stopped and looked because this red, man, that's just a killer red. I gotta have those beads. I gotta have those beads. So, amazing stuff, y'all. Down there at the Quilt Show, Houston. First weekend in November, also known as opening deer season. I don't know why I know that, but I know that. So, where are we going from here? Oh, well, Studio's a wreck again, obviously, right? People does stuff in here and then they just never put nothing up. Or they buy stuff and lay it around, and then one day they get tired of seeing it laying around, so they actually either use it in a project or they put it away. Okay? So, yeah. Okay, so check. All right, now I wanted to talk about Champ because some of y'all knew Champ took ill back in June, actually tail end of May. He all of a sudden got an ear infection. Okay, it was just like helicopter in his head. You know when the dog shakes their head, it's, you know, and it just sounds like helicopter, helicopter. And I mean, just like he was just going out like crazy. And the tips, you know, how dog ear come, you know, it's a dog ear, y'all. It comes down. The tips of his ears got really fat. They swelled all up. It was kind of scary. So I took him to the vet, and the vet's like, oh yeah, it's got an ear infection. So we'll just, you know, wash his ears out, and we'll squirch this stuff in there, and then you bring him back in, you know, in a week, and we'll squirch this stuff down in there again. I'm like, okay, cool. And I mentioned that he'd been sneezing a lot, and his nose had been running. And the vet was like, oh, well, we'll just give him a steroid shot. And I'm like, okay, cool, you know. Wrong thing to do. Now, I'm not positive that it was a steroid shot, but I am like 95% sure that it was the steroid shot that did it. Because the ear stuff, I don't know why I do all that sound effect stuff. Anyway, the ear stuff, it typically did not have any side effects listed with it. Now, it could possibly cause deafness and loss of hearing in the animal, but I believe, understood that most of that came from the dog scratching and, you know, digging their toenails in there. Because I don't know if y'all have ever seen Champ's toenails. Like these claw things. Anyway, no, they're not really that bad. Almost. And so anyway, the steroid shot, which I didn't know at the time. Okay, so all that went on, and he was doing okay. And we went back, and he had stopped helicoptering. We went back the week later, got another set of steroid or stuff in the ears, and maybe about a week later. Okay, so now we're in June. I woke up in the middle of the night, and Molly kept getting in and out of bed, and it's like, what the hell's wrong? Oh, excuse me. It's like, what the AG double hockey sticks is wrong with you, Molly? And the next morning when I actually got up out of bed and was making the bed, I knew what was wrong with her. Champ's nose was bleeding. Fairly bad, too, I might add. So, and this was on an early Saturday morning. And so we rushed him down to the emergency clinic because I never heard of a dog's nose bleeding. They do. And the vet down there said that, you know, it could just be because sometimes dogs' nose bleeds. Just like, you know, some kids' nose bleeds. Anyway, they did that septic thing in there to make it stop bleeding. It didn't stop bleeding. It was just one side. I don't know which side it was now. I don't remember. Well, I have notes that tell me which side it was. But anyway, it was terrible, y'all. It was pretty scary. I mean, it just really scared the crap out of us. We love our baby. You know I love my baby Champ. So, there we were. $1 million later. Don't know what's wrong. He could have ate a rat that had been poisoned. But I'm like, no, Champ doesn't eat rats. Molly kills rats. But Champ don't eat them. Neither one of them eat them. So, I was pretty confident that it wasn't that. And so we just came on home, and they put him on some antibiotics, and, they tested his blood for different tick-borne diseases, and I'm like, he's never had a tick on him. So I was pretty sure that wasn't it. And I'm like, well, he could have a fungus infection in his nose, and it requires all this, that, and the other, and it's like, yeah. So, I'm like, no, I think things will be all right. And then he started acting not happy. Champ's always been real jovial. I don't know if y'all have ever seen this bird dog impression video. I'll try to link to it. It's hilarious. So, there we are. And gradually, within like a week and a half, we went to a new stage. He started getting weak in the hind end. His back legs weren't quite right. And I sort of noticed it, but sort of didn't notice it, if you know what I mean. I mean, it was so slight that it's like, I don't know. And within a month's time now I'm gauging this off the steroid shot. I know that was the first time with the ear juice, but I'm still gauging it off the steroid shot because that kind of, this whole monthly thing has kind of surrounded that date. And then it got to where he could not get up on the couch. Now, Champ is a Labrador mix, and so, I mean, he's kind of tall, and he couldn't get on the couch. So I'd help him on the couch, and, of course, took him back to the vet, and they're like, oh, well, if it's this fungus thing in his nose, it could be in his brain, and then there was this other one, myasthenia gravis stuff, which humans get as well. It could have been that, and so it's like, well, how much to test for that? And it's like, holy cow, Yeah. So, anyway. He called around to another vet and specialist. And, it's like, well, we can't test for that because he had the steroid shot, okay? And you have to wait 3 months after the date of the steroid shot to test for this one thing. So we just had to hang around and wait and hope he didn't die. All right? Because, that's what happened with that one myasthenia gravis. And eventually it just makes to where they end up not being able to breathe because all their muscles just slowly start going away. So let's not talk about that anymore because Champ does not have that. Because after the 3 months, we were able to get him tested for that. And they tested for some other things as well. And he has nothing. There was nothing showed that Champ was ill at all. Other than, and he didn't have an injury. And yeah, so there we are, $1 million later. We still don't know what's wrong with our poor baby boy. And he his hind end just wasn't quite working. Once he got up, he was able to walk, kind of wonky, kind of weird, and go take care of all his business and everything. He was still eating, still drinking, and all that good stuff. Oh, and for like a week there. This was after the nosebleed. For about a week, he had horrible breath. I mean, it was just like, oh my God, there's something dead and rotten in his mouth. So I brushed his teeth, and then I'd brush his teeth and just say, oh Lord, there's something bad going on in there. And then when we were sitting at the vet, yeah, because we were going to the vet, every other week, I think. And we were sitting at the vet, and I'm sitting there, and he's panting, you know, how dogs do when they get nervous and stuff. He wasn't necessarily hot. He's like, and on the side of his tongue, oh, I saw this terrible thing. It looked like somebody had just sliced off a piece of his tongue. It's really weird. And then the guy that was sitting on the other side of him, I asked him, I said, can you see on his tongue over there, is anything look weird? And he says, well, you know, there is a weird red spot on there. So I was able to take a picture of it. I'm not going to insert the picture, okay? Because it's gross. Some of y'all might have saw it, because I might have posted it on Facebook or the Twitter or something. Yeah, but anyway, gosh, this is turning into a long blogism. And you can, yeah, just go to the Happy Meals again in a minute. And so anyway, didn't know what that was about. Like I said, still nothing wrong with him, nothing showing up, and he's not doing well. And I'd have to look in my phone to see the actual dates, because I do have it on my calendar in the phone. Was about 2 months ago. All of a sudden, he started getting up and down off the couch, off the furniture, just fine. And he's still a little leery. Every once in a while, he still has a bit of an issue, like his leg just doesn't want to quite come all the way up, or I don't know how to explain it. And he's holding his tail up high again, and he's wagging his tail. He had totally quit playing. Totally stopped playing. He was just sad and listless, and was really, really a sick puppy, y'all. And 2 weeks ago, he started playing again. 2 weeks ago, he started playing again. Just out of the blue, went and got his ball and started playing again, chasing the ball around the house. Like, I'm fine, there's nothing wrong with me. Well, what's the matter with you, Mom? You know. And, but like I said, he still has issue every once in a while getting up. Not necessarily getting down. But get down. Anyway, so we feel fairly confident that it was a steroid shot, because out of the 15-20 side effects listed with that particular brand of steroid, because I had to go to the human site, because this is a steroid that humans take as well. Out of the 15-20 side effects listed, Champ had more than half of them. So, yeah. And seeing what I saw, I'm very, 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 very super grateful that he has recovered as much as he has. And like I said, I am fairly sure that it was the steroid shot. Now, on a sad note, 2 days ago, he started helicoptering again. Yeah. So I have started treating his ears homeopathically with olive oil and 4 different essential oils. I don't know what they are off the top of my head, but I guess if you're interested, I'll tell you what they are in the ingredients below. Along with that tip jar I mentioned. Hint, hint. So, yeah. I'm going to say Champ is okay, and he ain't never going to let him have one of them steroid shots again. Whew. A short vlogism is now turned into almost 25 minutes, y'all. So, okay. And, yeah, that's it. Now I'm going to show you the Happy Meal. Here's the posting card that came with it. And Gina's, I saw the video where well, obviously I saw it if I was able to enter for the giveaway. She's on the design team for Recycled Parts for Art. And might I say, got some fun stuff. I don't know if you guys follow her. I think her name is Jerry Bellini. I'm sorry. Recycled Parts for Art. She is on Facebook and all around the internet. And I'm sure Gina has a link to her on the video that I'm going to link to the iCards in the upper right-hand corner. Is that your right-hand corner, or is that the right-hand corner? Right-hand corner. This is my right-hand corner. That might be your right-hand corner. So anyway, that was the postcard that came with it. And this is what it is. It's a little match cover. And it had the matches in there, and Gina took them out. Jerry had cut off the striking part before she sent them, because it was a design team project. And she had also gotten some experienced stamps, which she decorated the outside with. Fancy. And there was some book paper that went on the inside. So now it's a little journal, and there was some paper clippies. I don't know. I don't remember if Gina had them on her desk or if they came in the little design team stuff. But it's just such fun with little paper clips and stamps and book paper, and just fun. Oh, and it's got a Velcro closure, and I'm going to link in the upper right-hand corner for the iCard to the video, as well as in the description box below the video. So, that's it. 27-minute video. Vlogisms. I love y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Happy arting, y'all.